I
Right.
was born in Arlington.
Oh, Gail, you were?
Yes,
Okay, where?
Arlington, Virginia.
Okay, but I mean, did you live here for a while? Or were you just born here? Uh-oh. Did we lose you?
A lot of people get caught off guard with that leave meeting, those two buttons that pop up when you hit record. Because that's what happened to me. Sometimes
Oh,
you mess around and hit the leave meeting instead of the one that says got it.
oh yeah, we did lose.
She'll be back.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to get started because we have a guest and we want to get started. Okay. Greetings, everyone. My name is Shelby Casey Thompson. Welcome to Women in Cryptocurrency. Those of you who have been with us for a long time, you know that we're a fun, exciting, goal-driven, dream-chasing women who love to empower others. So today is July 20th. On Wednesday, every single Wednesday, we gather to empower one another and to empower ourselves with information, right? So again, my name is Shelby Casey Thompson, and you see a little symbol down there that says Team Freedom. And often you'll see that Team Freedom presents women in cryptocurrency, and this is the reason why. My husband and I founded this organization called Team Freedom back in 2017, and when we entered the cryptocurrency space in 2018, I saw a gap, and I decided to try to wrangle some women together and put forth this movement. So Team Freedom is an acronym for finding real educated entrepreneurs to help develop others to a millionaire mentality. This Women in Cryptocurrency organization or movement is all inclusive of women all over the world, different teams all over the world, different ethnicities, ages, everything. It's all inclusive, right? And so by trade, I'm an educator. I have a bachelor's degree in early childhood education. I taught elementary school. I've taught adults. I've taught in the corporate world, been a trainer, things like that. But I'm an entrepreneur to my soul. I've always wanted to be my own boss. I was actually telling I'll tell this one story. I was actually telling some young people that I mentor currently a story about really why I became a teacher. And I became a teacher because I had so many bad teachers. And I said, when I grow up, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to do that better. And I was inspired by that, on top of the fact that I wasn't good in math. And when I went to college, originally, I majored in business and I got a D in like the math portion. And I was like, oh, this not going to work. Let me go to something else. And so I said, okay, I'll go ahead and be a teacher. And I became a teacher and I absolutely loved it. But I think one of my reasons for wanting to be a teacher was, one, to be one better than I had, but also like I wanted to be the head of class, the boss type of thing. It kind of all fit together. So I'm super grateful that in this role that I have now of being an entrepreneur of a home-based business, that I can still teach. So that's who I am. And I'm constantly chasing different dreams and aspirations that I have. I didn't mean for him to come at that point. So let me tell you about the mission. Women in Cryptocurrency's mission, again, is to empower women with the information and the education needed to enter the cryptocurrency industry. We believe that when like-minded individuals come together to support one another, that the benefits of this industry will be even greater than they would if you did it by yourself. So the whole goal is to provide a platform, and this is the platform, and we have multiple others that we'll tell you about, but to provide a platform to share information about an amazing opportunity in the blockchain technology space that can do what? It can finance the expansion. It can finance and expand your wealth portfolio and possibly your dreams, right? So we all need to have a wealth portfolio. We all need to have a plan. And we believe that this plan and this opportunity that we're going to share with you tonight can help grow it. Okay? So what we do each week is we talk about specific subjects where I bring a subject to the forefront, and these amazing ladies on the line share their knowledge, their information, or their questions or comments or concerns. We all put our heads together and talk about the particular subject matter. Last week, we talked about how It was last week where the VRs were helping our seniors, I believe. That was last week. And this week, what I love about this video clip that we're going to just watch, and it's just a quick 9 minutes before we pause and stop, but it talks about what's going on in the world with money. And we have found, all of the women on this line that are currently partners, we have found that when we're talking to people, trying to educate them about the history of money and what's going on with money, oftentimes people are surprised. And so what has to happen is some deprogramming has to happen so that we can reprogram you with the truth about money. And so when I took a look at this video, it really sparked in me that the education piece about not only what we have to offer, but where we have been historically with money and what's currently happening with money will help people to make better decisions. Does that sound good? So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to unpack the history of money, what's been going on with it, and then we're going to show you a way how to be able to overcome the damage that has been done in the financial space to us all. Does that sound good? So let's take a listen to this video clip, and then we're gonna pause it so that we can all talk. And those of you who are guests, feel free to jump in and tell us, if this is something you already knew or you didn't know, or any comments or concerns during right after this clip. Let's listen.
The majority of people are very scared of slowdowns in the economy, slowdowns in the markets. However, for the minority of people, recessions, crashes are opportunity to...
I think you gotta have a dream.
The School of Greatness.
Really?
Yeah.
Please welcome Lewis House.
How can people overcome the fear and anxiety of everything crashing right now and start to set themselves up for peace and protection moving forward?
So there's the R word, recession, which when people hear that, it gives them anxiety, fear, panic, makes people scared because you think of layoffs, companies going down. A couple things that I want to mention regarding that is, the majority of people are very scared of slowdowns in the economy, slowdowns in the markets. However, for the minority of people, recessions, crashes, are opportunity to build wealth. You can think of it almost like a Black Friday for investors. So the first point that I want to make regarding that is some people will use slowdowns as an opportunity to build immense amounts of wealth. More millionaires are made during recessions than any other time.
How do they do it?
So that's the thing, you want to find the opportunity. And the way that you find the opportunity is first to understand how you get there, because history doesn't repeat itself, but it does rhyme. And so what happens is people say, oh, this happened in 2020, so it must happen again. Or this happened in 2008, so this is probably going to happen. Or this happened in 2001. That's not how it works. You have to understand what happened and how you're getting to where you are right now. That way you can look for the new opportunity, because the opportunity is going to be similar but different. And you want to be ready when times are okay and good and prepared. That way when things go bad, you can come in and pounce on the opportunity and take advantage of it.
So you got the stock market, which is, looks like record lows. It seems like every week it just keeps going down. You've got the crypto market, which in the NFT space, which just seems like it's going down and down, deeper into a hole. You've got the housing market, which seems like it's starting to take a turn and might pop in this bubble. Where is the biggest opportunity right now?
So let's talk about how we got here so you can see where the opportunity will be. So in the past, for the last number of decades, anytime you saw an economic slowdown, the response was to create inflation. The response was to stimulate. So go back to 2001, when the dot-com bubble burst, we saw interest rates get cut. There was stimulus by the Federal Reserve Bank. So anytime you inject more money into the economy, it creates inflation. Same thing happened in 2008. The 2008 real estate bubble burst, and then we saw a new quantitative easing. We saw cutting of interest rates. More money was injected into the economy. Same thing in 2020 on a extremely bigger, much bigger level. 2008 was
Right.
the largest quantitative easing in the history of time, and 2020 blew past that.
It was like 5-10 times
It
more,
was
right?
significantly more. And so what happens is when you create more money, it reduces the value of your dollars. This is what inflation is. Inflation comes from the word inflate. So
So
what are
we
you
print a
inflating?
lot of money to put it into the economy, right? New money, which creates inflation, correct?
Right, and the value of your dollar goes down, causing the price of things to go up. So when 2020 happened, we started printing more money and injecting this into the stock market, into corporations, and into people in the form of stimulus checks and unemployment. So what did that do? Well, in 2020, we saw the fastest and most severe stock market crash in history. It exceeded the rate of the Great Depression.
Wow.
And then what happened? The Fed opened up the money printer and boom, shot right back up. It was the fastest stock market growth in the history of time. Which, if you think about that, we had the fastest stock market crash in the history of time, and then we had the fastest stock market recovery in the history of time. How is that possible? Well, we printed an insane amount of new money. And when that happened, we created something called unlimited quantitative easing, where they essentially just said that they would print and do whatever it takes to help recover markets. Well, when you start printing all of this money without producing more products, because now remember the world is shut down, what happens? We have people who have money and nothing is being produced. So now if you have money and you can buy stuff, but nothing's being produced, what's going to happen? You start shopping and things get bought, and now all of a sudden companies can't keep producing the products that they had before. Now you start to create supply chain issues. So now this started creating supply chain issues, and then this caused the price of things to go up even more, because now companies say, well, I don't have more mugs to sell you, I only have a few, so I'm gonna have to raise the price of these mugs. And now you start to go down this inflationary spiral, because now that people need more money to buy things, they go to their boss and they say, hey, look, I need more money.
Right.
It's more expensive to survive. Then your boss pays you more money, hopefully, and then your company says, our costs have just gone up. People need more money. So what do we need to do? We need to charge more for our products. Now you charge more for your products, people need more money, it starts to create this spiral. So that was the issue that kind of led us to where we are now. And up until just a few months ago, inflation was supposedly transitory. It was supposedly this temporary thing that would just magically go away. But the interesting thing, though, if we go into a little bit of data, I don't want to get too confusing, but the interesting thing, though, is there's really no clear answer as to how much money was created. We have ideas, but if you look at this thing called M1, which is the amount of money out there, you can go to Google, search Fed M1, they have a chart of it. And what you'll see is that in the beginning part of 2020, there was just under $4 trillion of money out there, M1. And then now, today, there's over $20 trillion out there in M1.
Of money, actual dollars.
Now, let me say, the reason why I'm saying it this way is because when the pandemic hit, the Fed started creating more money, but they also changed the definition of money. M1, which is the definition of money out there, as soon as it started opening up quantitative easing, they changed the definition of it. Why? Now, there's no real answer for this, but my guess would be that if people knew exactly how much money was printed by the Fed, then people would be more of an uproar of what's going on, because then they would see, holy cow, you're printing all this money, making businesses rich, making investors rich, making regular people poorer, because inflation disproportionately hurts the financially uneducated and the financially poor, because guess what? Now, your gas is more expensive, your groceries are more expensive, your rent is more expensive, but your wages aren't keeping up with it. Unless you had a 20% wage increase, your cost of living is probably outperforming your wages. So that's what's happening in terms of money. We had an insane amount of money printing being done. And in addition to that, we also saw interest rates get cut. What are interest rates and how does that have anything to do with inflation? Well, the Federal Reserve Bank is the Federal Reserve Bank. However, they're not federal. It says so on their website. They're not a reserve because they don't keep any cash reserves. And they're not a bank. You and I can't go there to deposit money or do any banking. So the Federal Reserve Bank, well, it's not federal or reserve or a bank. They control our monetary supply. They control our money. There's two ways that they can do that. One is through interest rates and the other is through printing money. So through interest rates, they have the ability to raise and cut interest rates. When we are in a slowing economy, a recession, they cut interest rates to stimulate spending because our economy runs on spending. If I have $1,000 in my pocket and I go to Amazon and I spend this $1,000, well, Amazon has more money to hire more employees, invest in more infrastructure, do more things in the business. But if I keep that money in my pocket, they're not making as much money and they can't keep growing. So our economy runs on spending. And when you cut interest rates, spending goes up. When mortgage rates drop to 2.5%, people want to go and buy a home. People want to go out and buy more cars. People want to go out and spend money because it's not as expensive.
Right.
And businesses do the same thing. Institutions are going to go out and borrow an insane amount of money because it's cheap. If I can borrow money, $100 million at 3% a year, and I can grow my company at 5% a year, I'm going to do that all day long, right? And that's what institutions did. So more money gets injected into the economy when interest rates are down. So that's what happens typically when you're in a recession. It creates more inflation, right? Because you're adding more money into the
Yes.
economy. However, it helps to stimulate the economy. Now, when you're in a growing economy and you want to cool down the economy, you want to cool down inflation, you do the opposite. You start raising interest rates, making it more expensive to buy a home, making it more expensive to live. And then you also can, in this case, remove cash out of the economy. This is what the Fed is trying to do now.
How do you remove it out of the economy?
So the Fed is, well, interest rates and then their balance sheet. And I'll talk about interest rates first and I'll go into the balance sheet. So the Fed right now is raising interest rates because they want to slow down inflation. So when you raise interest rates, what happens? It's more expensive to buy a home now.
So less people buy.
Less people buy. Less cash enters our economy. Less institutions borrow money. Less corporations borrow money. So borrowing goes down, less dollars enter our economy.
All right. I want to stop right there because I know that my women are chomping at the bit to say something. I'm going to stop share screen. Go ahead and pop in if you want to raise your hand and talk about what is going on in our economy with our money right now. Go ahead and unmute and share.
Hey, Sister Sylvie. It's me, Deb. Hey, everybody. It's Deb Nixon. Wow. I was really surprised that he went back as far as 2001, and we all remember what happened in 9/11, and did his stats from there. I was like, things that make you say, But yeah, I love how he broke down how one is related to the other with interest rates, with the markets, and the shift that we're all in right now. So all I want to say, ladies, is you're at the right place at the right time. Hold on, because this digital market is rising. When everything else is falling, we're on the rise. So thanks, Sister Shelby. I relinquish the mic.
And I
Absolutely.
think,
Oh, go right on in, Felicia.
oh
Thank you,
yes, I
Deb.
want to thank you, Sister Deb, because I picked it up as well. I feel the same way, and we're seeing everything right before our eyes with how things are going and the spending habits that is going on. And they're like, you can print off more money and make more money and do so much, but then the stuff that we have in our hand that we're trying to get people educated on, it's just amazing how it's circling. And what he talked about was so powerful because everything that he talked about, we already been seeing this right before our own eyes. And I want to relinquish the mic as well. I thank you, Sister Deb and Sister Shelby.
Thank you, Felicia. Victory.
Yes,
Felicia.
hello, hi.
Hi.
Hi. This is like my second time on women in crypto, but the first time I really didn't say anything. So I just want to say hello to everybody.
Hello
And
and
one thing,
welcome.
thank you for having me. One of the things that I actually just wanted to mention was I remember when I was younger, I always questioned. I was like, if if the world is doing bad, if the economy is doing bad, why don't they just make more money? So just watching this video here just explained a lot to me. So when you just go ahead and print out more money, then eventually, everything just get more expensive. So it's starting to make sense to me because I never really had like an answer to it. So now I'm getting understanding of what inflation is. So I just wanted to make that statement.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Victory. That's what we're doing, empowering and educating, and that's what this platform is all about. Thank you for your share. Marie?
Greetings. Hey, Sister Shelby and Deborah Nixon, everybody on the platform. What I take from this, when they said inflation, inflate, they have to inflate it when they pretend that the money is going down, everything is dropping. So they make inflation and everything is overpowering, but somebody got the money. The money is there somewhere or is being transferred and changed over into the coins or what's needed to change the market to make things better.
Absolutely. Rashida? Uh-oh, we lost Rashida. I think the same thing happened that we talked about with the recording.
Can you hear me okay?
Oh, there you go, Rashida. Yeah, come on in.
Okay. Did you ever see that movie with Queen Latifah called Mad Money?
I did.
This is what it reminds me of. They worked at the Federal Reserve, her and some other ladies, and they were burning money. They were printing money and burning money, printing the new bills and burning the old bills. And they decided that they were going to keep the old bills because, you know, money is money, paper is paper, it's staying the same. And they got in trouble for it eventually. But that's what we're dealing with. We're just dealing with paper. The same thing that our children scribble on and you know, make their works of art and put on the refrigerator. The same thing that our receipts at Walmart are printed out on. The same thing that you know, we wipe up the mess on the table with that little paper towel or whatever. It's just paper. But we are talking about assets. We are talking about something that gains in value, not just something that, like they did in the movie, they just burned it. They put it in the furnace and burned it. It's nothing.
Oh, absolutely, Rashida. I forgot about that movie. Thanks for your share, Priya, and then we'll hop right on. Go forward, Priya.
Greetings, peace and blessings. Shelby, I was looking at the same video earlier today.
Like-minded individuals, that's what we said.
Yeah. But what struck me is that, you know, we have this outside force. We call it the Federal Reserve Bank. Let's call it that for right now. And they completely control our money and manipulate us on how we utilize our money. You know, when they want us to spend money, they, you know, print out more money, you know, and so we spend. When they don't want us to spend money, they raise the interest rate, you know, and slow the spending down. So really they are controlling and manipulating this piece of paper that we are using. And they said that, you know, the economy is run on spending, you know, but like Mr. Dowco said, we're not here to spend, we're here to save. So give thanks. Yes.
Oh no, absolutely. And what I took away, one of the most exciting things about what he started with is that this is an opportunity time. And what we have to be educated and empowered to the point where we position ourselves in a way that when these ebbs and flows happen in the economy, we're right there ready and educated enough to make massive moves for ourselves so that the rich don't keep getting richer, but those of us who are dreaming to be in that place, to be wealthy, that we're in the right position to do that. The other thing that I loved about the educational piece is that we have to, some people, and they have articles all over, but some people took that stimulus check and they put it in a place to position themselves to grow their wealth. Instead of that money that was printed and sent to everyone or those who were in a certain social economic bracket were able to receive those stimulus checks and get that, and they've turned it around and multiplied it 10 times, 100 times, 200x that money instead of taking it and just buying more goods and services, which is what they wanted us to do with the money, right? And so there are ways, if you're empowered, if you're educated, to turn certain supplements or certain situations into building wealth. And that's what I love the most about this video. I'll come back to you, Legine, in just one moment. I just want to pop in and listen to him for a few more minutes. And then I want to get right into the opportunity, because we have quite a few guests on the line tonight, and I want to share with them and show them how they can multiply your money in the blockchain technology space. All right. So this gentleman is giving us the information about the history of money. We'll listen to him for just 2 more minutes, and then we're going to jump right into the amazing opportunity that we have. And then we're going to answer questions for our guest. One moment.
The second side is the balance sheet. So this one's kind of interesting because you have to understand a little bit of how money works on the government side without going into politics. So the government is not a for-profit entity. They don't sell products for money, right? What they do is they get their money from tax dollars. People like you and me, right? We pay taxes and then the government spends money. So when the government spends less than what they bring in, no problem. Their tax dollars cover it, and then they have a surplus in case one year they overspend.
Yeah.
But that's not what happens here. We spend more money than what we bring in. So that's why we have this national debt of $30 trillion, this national deficit. And so how do you cover that? Well, if you spend more money than what you bring in, you can do a few things. You can raise taxes, which is going to make people angry if your taxes go up. And so you can't always do that. Second is you can go out and you can borrow money. You can go and raise debt. So that's what the government does. They go borrow money from countries like China and Japan. But there's going to be a limit to how much money you can borrow. So if you can't borrow enough money from different countries, then what's left? Well, then you can issue something called a treasury bond, which is where now anybody, people like you and me, anybody listening to this can go and lend money to the United States government. But if the government is running a big deficit, meaning let's just say they need to raise $4 trillion, where are they going to get this money? Well, if they can't get that money from regular people, then they're going to call up the Fed and they're going to say, hey, Fed, we want to issue $3 trillion of treasury bonds. No one's going to buy it. Can you help us out? Now remember, the Fed doesn't have cash piles sitting there, so what do? They print $3 trillion, give it to the government. This money's created out of thin air. Now the government has this $3 trillion. Inflation just happened, and then the government is able to now spend this money without any sort of taxation. However, you still pay the price. The most expensive kind of money that there is free money. Because now when the government gets this money for free out of thin air, everybody pays the price, and the person who pays the price disproportionately are the poor and the financially uneducated, because now you have to pay for inflation. Your wages don't stretch as far. Your savings don't go as far, and now your cost of living is significantly higher. So you're becoming poorer each and every day. Inflation hurts the poor. And the reason I'm not even talking about the middle class is because inflation is the reason why the middle class is getting wiped out.
It's turning into more poor.
It's turning more into either poor or the wealthy, because if you understand what's going on here, you're going to change the way that you use your money, and it creates this divide. So more and more inflation creates a bigger wealth gap. And that's what we're seeing happen now. Some people during the pandemic became insanely wealthy.
Yes.
You know, they talk about how the richest Americans had gained billions and billions of dollars worth of wealth. Well, the poorest Americans saw no change.
Yeah.
And so when the cost of living is going up so significantly and you don't understand this, you're being screwed over by the system and you don't even see it happen. So that's the issue with inflation. And
I'm going to pause right there because I want you to hone in, especially if you're a guest with us tonight. I want you to hone in into what he said was the poor and the financially uneducated, right? So, and then the two classes, the poor and the wealthy. And so where we fit in, Women in Cryptocurrency and Gold Standard Bank and GS Partners, is whether we're poor because we're financially, or whether we're poor, period, or we're financially uneducated, period, we are the solution for that. We're the solution. And that's why we're here. That's why we have these Zoom meetings. That's why we have this movement, so that we can move from the poor to the wealthy, or we can either move from the financially uneducated, because we're getting educated on a daily basis, over to the wealthy. And that's the reason why you were invited here today. So what we'd like to share with you today is our amazing opportunity in the blockchain technology space that can move you from poor to wealthy, or if you're not poor, this can move you from the financially educated to wealthy, or the middle class to wealthy, or from wealthy to wealthier, okay? We have extreme amount of confidence in this product, in this company. We believe in it, and that's why we've invited you here tonight. I'd like you to take just a few moments to listen to one of our mentors, Mr. Michael Dalco, who actually sits on the council of this company. This company was created back in 2020, and it was created to introduce people to blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, the metaverse, to try to bridge the wealth gap, and it's doing just that. Let's listen.
We have struck absolute financial gold. Our goal tonight is to solve a global problem. It's how to make more money, save more money, grow the money you already have, and create what we call a freedom lifestyle. And there are 3 words I want you to focus on tonight. And you can type this in the chat room: passive, residual, income. Type that in the chat room: passive, residual, income. That is a word that we're not taught in school, but it's a word that I'm going to teach you tonight. Passive residual income. I'm going to show you tonight how to, at home, by yourself, making 0 phone calls, generate income coming into your crypto wallet, save your money, grow your money, and protect your money, all without ever leaving your house. I'm going to show you tonight the truest, most viable, lucrative path to passive residual income that I have ever seen in my life. If I sound excited, it's me pretending to be calm. Folks, I'm jacked from front to back, because this is what normally happens. There are 4 phases of money. You've got to make some money, and you've got to save some money. You know, I teach my children to put something away for a sunny day. You say, Mike, you misquoted that. No, poor and middle class people teach their children to put something away for a rainy day. The problem with that is it rains every day. My wife and I woke up yesterday to go out for our daily, doing whatever we do, and my daughter called and said, hey, Mom, my car won't start. We had to derail what we're doing by 3 hours, go get her a new battery and plug a tire. It's always raining. So if you're putting something away for a rainy day, you never have anything put up because it's always raining. I teach my children to put something away for a sunny day. That's when you're driving down the road, you see 50 acres of land on the side and it's 50% off. If you don't have anything saved for that sunny day, you're going to, all you can do is drive right by it. But if you've got something put away, that 50 acres becomes opportunity. So you got to make money, save money, and then you got to grow the money that you have. You need a system that'll grow your money faster than the rate of inflation, which right now is about 9.4%. And then you've got to protect your money. Folks, tonight, a true money system has all 4 to create a lasting financial freedom. You need this money system. And here's what most people do wrong. They try to save money that they worked hard to get in a savings account. You're getting 0.01% interest annually. And then the most popular 401k, you're getting that company match. This grows your wealth by a rate of 5 to 8% annually. Some people use bonds. They're trusting the government, who can't pave a road without Democrats or Republicans arguing. And you're getting 5 to 7% annually. Or the good old stock market, where even the best traders, their best year is about 15% on the top side annually, and most people lose money in the stock market. Ladies and gentlemen, there must be a better way. Take a quick look at this little video. Yeah, thank you for putting up those fire signs because this business is fire. Now, I got to give you a huge disclaimer right now. All right, every effort has been made to properly promote this business tonight. We're not making any guarantees of income. Please take a picture of this disclaimer. And GS Partners does not guarantee any results for any decisions you make in relation to promoting your product or our business. And all income examples used by GS Partners are not to be considered average earnings. We're not financial advisors and not offering financial advice. And I'm going to give one more disclaimer. I am not responsible for you losing sleep tonight. I'm not responsible for your blood pressure going up. I'm not responsible for uncontrollable shakes. Ladies and gentlemen, you own your own starting now. I've given you a proper disclaimer. We have entered into the digital era. It's here. The days of plopping your money into a bank and getting 0.01% interest annually, or the stock market and hoping that the market doesn't go against you and getting 15% annually, those days are done. Most people have heard of cryptocurrency and blockchain, but don't really understand how it benefits them until now. GS Partners, we make it simple. I'm going to show you right now how to start I don't even want to call it a business, a money system where you make money, save money, grow money, and protect money all with one product called the Metaverse Certificate. Folks, how about 4.15% per week? And that's just the beginning. On the certificate value, up to 300% over 18 months. It's called the Meta Broker Managed Certificate. A Meta Broker Managed Certificate, and it's live monitoring and updates of your metaverse brokerage portfolio through multiple blockchain market exposures in a regulated environment, paying you 4.15% weekly on the price of your certificate. We also have Meta Trading, which this is risky, but it can give you up to 2,000 to 1 leverage. So for those of you who are not too risk averse, and you have maybe $100 or $1,000 that you don't mind losing because you could lose it, but you could also hit the jackpot and get 2001 leverage. Meta trading might be for you. It's copy trading and assisted trading. And we have metaverse mining, meta mining, with yields up to 800% over the total mining period. Now, folks, don't look too hard at this screen. I'm going to point out a couple of things for you. I don't want you to get confused, but this is like owning your own bank and banking your own money. This particular certificate is one of our smaller ones. It's a $1,000 certificate. It's going to start paying you as soon as you load it with another $1,000. That's $2,000 you've got skin in this game. As soon as you fully load it, it's going to start paying you weekly $41.50. Now, we've got $100,000 certificates that'll pay you $4,150 a week starting the next week after you load it. And it'll pay you for a contract period of 18 months. So folks, that's over $3,900 already for your 2,000. And if that weren't enough, it pays you a meta bonus portfolio bonus of $1,125 here. And so the weekly is over almost $4,000. You get your $1,000 back at the end of the contract period that you loaded, plus the $1,125. This will net you almost $6,000 for your 2,000, and all you did was saved your money in a metaverse certificate instead of in the stock market or in the bank. Is that okay? Type okay in the chat room, folks. That's fire, and that is only the beginning. How are we able to do this? Because GS Partners has taken 3 huge industries, blockchain, Web3, and the metaverse, and we've rolled it all up into one. And you take these multiple billion-dollar industries and put it in the palm of your hand in a cell phone, and now you're in control of your financial destiny. You're in control. Now, for those of you who have even the slightest entrepreneurial bone in your body, I want you to buckle your seatbelts because I don't want you to hurt yourself, but I'm going to show you how to not only grow your wealth, make money, save money, grow money, and protect money on your own with no one else's assistance or intervention. Should you choose to be as excited as me and tell at least 1 or 2 or 3 other people, let me show you what will happen to you in your financial situation. We have a life-changing referral opportunity. It's an effective plan where you get paid in Bitcoin, Ethereum, USDT, and our coin, the G999, simply for promoting our blockchain powered by G999. How does that work? For $33 a month, you register your GS Partners account, and it takes less than 2 minutes, and here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a monthly blockchain academy that teaches you about the blockchain and cryptocurrency. You're going to get something called an NFT that's worth $28 of the $33. You're going to get metaverse citizenship codes. I don't have time to teach this. Get back with the person that invited you. They'll walk you through it. But all I can say is it's passive residual income. Thank you, VersaLight. It's passive residual income with the metaverse citizenship codes. You put them into the metaverse and it starts yielding for you cryptocurrency rewards on a daily basis. And then special member only pricing. And this one's a big one. Free funds transfer from member to member. Free funds transfer from member to member. That is massive. Companies like MoneyGram, they make a fortune in something called remittances. People trying to send money from one person to another. Here, you have your own MoneyGram. And then the big one, you get a referral link that tracks your global organization to infinity. And it pays you in real time over the blockchain. We don't have a CFO. We don't have to wait for somebody to cut us a check or payday. Payday is now o'clock. And participation in our rewards plan, all for $33 a month. You get paid multiple ways. Retail commissions, anyone you directly sponsor, you earn 15% on anything that they acquire. Folks, literally, if somebody were to save $100,000 in their metaverse certificate, and they're doing it, you would earn $15,000 that second. Can somebody say right now? 9-level compensation plan with infinite width. There is no maximum width that you have to accumulate. You could sponsor 1 or 1 million people. Fast start bonuses, global pools, infinity bonuses, and even we have a lifestyle card that lets you convert your crypto to cash, and we even get paid on transactions on the lifestyle card. Now, here's what's going to blow your mind. I've never seen this. And I'm a part of the steering committee on this to make sure that this was simple enough for anybody to be able to do. Ladies and gentlemen, if you can talk to one person, one, that will get active and see the opportunity I just showed you as a viable means of growing their wealth, whether they're a customer or a partner, you're going to earn a 15% commission on everything they acquire, and everything they save, you're going to earn on it for as long as they're a part of your membership organization. You sponsor one person that sponsors 20 people, they'll be on your second generation. You earn 5% on everything they acquire for themselves and their families. They sponsor 10 or 20 people each, you earn 4% on everything on your third tier, and you only sponsored one, and you're $33 active month after month. Somebody type fire in the chat room. And folks, if that's not good enough, can you sponsor one more? Well, if you sponsor 2, it opens up 3 additional levels of commissions, all at 4%. And one more thing, can we build a team of 3? Somebody type 3 in the chat room. Can you build a team of 3? 3 or more maximizes the 9-level comp plan. You get 9 levels of commission, and level 9 is 6%. I dare you to grab a calculator. Matter of fact, let me help you get one, because a picture's worth 1,000 words. If you can build a team of 3 and teach them to build a team of 3 who pay their $33 alone, we're not talking about certificates, we're not talking about debit cards, just the membership. This is not a guarantee of income. It's merely an example of how the rewards plans works. No income claims are being made. But folks, this is just the membership residual based on $33 a month. Folks, your 3x3 organization through 9 levels, that would pay you residually, passive residual, over $50,000 a month. And for those of you who say, well, you know, what if everybody doesn't pay their 33? Well, what if only 50% of your team pays it? With an extra $25,000 a month help you out just a little bit? Well, what if you get it 90% wrong? How about $5,000 a month? And folks, this is just the beginning, because the organization you just built right here that you see on your screen, they're going to acquire the metaverse certificate to grow their own money. And if we take just that same $1,000 certificate that I just showed you, again, not a guarantee of income, folks, merely an example of how the rewards works. No income claims being made. This is just metaverse certificate acquisition residual only. If they all just got that Hermes certificate for $1,000, you earn 15% on level 1, 5 on level 2, 4 through 3 through 8, and 6% on level 9. That same organization you built That would generate $1.5 million. It's just math, Rashida. One, it's just math. Again, no guarantee of income. What if you got that 90% wrong? With an extra 15,000 in that period where everybody got only one certificate, if you've got more than one certificate, type the number of certificates you've already acquired in the chat room, folks, and let these people see. And this is for people who only sponsor 3 people. Type in the chat room how many people you've sponsored. Type it in. How many people have y'all sponsored? 20, 28, 21, 47, 60, 41, 47, 47, 52. Folks, this is madness. This is absolutely staggering. We talking about 3. These folks sponsoring 20, 30, 40, 50 people. 506, Eric Tari Muhammad. 41, Corey Hinton. What is their future gonna look like? And then, folks, if that weren't enough, you fill the metaverse certificate to grow your wealth at a rate of 6% per month. That's additional income coming in. So when your team of 3 teaches their team of 3 through 9 levels to fill the metaverse certificate, we even get paid on the fill. Even filling the certificate would create over 140,000. Let me talk to y'all for a second, just for a second, because I'm making good time. I was a former mortgage banker for over 15 years. I would sit in my cubicle and watch people go to the personal banker and put $5 or $10 or $20,000 on deposit, and they would walk out of the bank with a piece of paper saying, "I have a CD and I have $20,000 in it." And that's all they got was a piece of paper accounting for what they put in the bank. And do you know what the bank did? The bank, Wells Fargo, took that $20,000, and when the bank closed, the bank opened on the foreign markets, and they traded that money, your money. And they made 10, 20, 30, 40, 50% based on the market trends. And when you came back to the bank the next day, they said, "Thank you very much for this certificate of deposit. We're going to pay you 1% per year for the privilege of using your money." That's why the banks are the biggest buildings in every city. They're using our money to build their buildings. They gave our CEO, John Stump, a $30 million contract. He ran the company in the ground, and they gave him a $20 million golden parachute. Why did they do that? Because his lawyers, when he took the job, signed a contract that if he were to lose his job, they would have to pay him $20 million. That man's brilliant. And yes, Rashida, you leave the bank and they hand you a bowl full of suckers called dum-dums. I can't keep quiet. I can't keep calm. I gotta tell it. I gotta teach it. Now, I'm not mad at the bank. Don't hate the player. Don't hate the game. Hate on your ignorance that you kept giving them your money to trade it and make them a fortune and pay you 1% on a CD, and that's on the top side. Folks, because of the blockchain, Crypto Steve told me something, man, I lose sleep over this teaching. Crypto Steve said, go to the bank, tell them you want to put $20,000 on deposit, but you want to keep it in your own safe, and you want them to pay you 72% a year. They're going to call a straitjacket. But that's exactly what the blockchain allows you to do through the metaverse certificate. You don't need a bank. I haven't used a bank in 7 years for saving money. And folks, when you earn these crypto rewards, we have a superior product called the GS Lifestyle Card that lets you convert cash to crypto and crypto to cash when you need it. And not only that, we have 24/7 global concierge service and customer service, and even 30% discounts on hotels and travel. And we're not a travel company. Every time I travel, I take my solid gold card. We were in Dubai a couple of months ago. I stuck it in the ATM and it spit out dirham. You go to France and you stick it in the ATM, it spits out the lira. You go to Nigeria, stick it in the ATM, it spits out the naira. You go to London and it spits out the euro. Come back to America, it spits out dollars. Ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing remotely close to this on the planet. And we give you an additional bonus. It's called the metaverse. When you fill your certificate, they give you a mining certificate partially filled. Folks, you got to watch this video. This is insane.
The volatility in the crypto market is massive right now. This rise and fall of the market is almost impossible to predict. However, it also brings with it massive potential. Right now, everyone has the opportunity to start making money. Even small funds today could create new millionaires of tomorrow. GS Partners Global presents you with a unique product, NFT certificates, which give you access into the metaverse. These meta certificates are the key to a virtual world where you are able to gain, win, and earn. Go back 10, 20, 30 years ago when Amazon started onboarding multiple partners and suppliers, all participating and offering their products in this new technology called the internet. In this new market of the technology age, now we have the next evolution of the internet era, a new market with a new technology called blockchain. Welcome to the metaverse markets of NFTs, technology partners, celebrities, all coming together in one new world, Lydian World. You'll meet many tech partners, developers, influencers. Technology partners include BD Swiss, a decade old, top-tier European financial brokerage. Celebrities and sports champions include Floyd Mayweather, Roberto Carlos, and many more. Build meta cities, sell NFTs, play games, earn through MetaBroker, meta mining, and tap into all the income resources of Lydian World. Get your Metaverse Certificate NFT today and start to earn from our multiple opportunities right now. The evolution is a Lydian World. The evolution is now.
Man, this is so phenomenal. I'm telling you right now, Lydian World, think of monopoly over the blockchain for real money. You acquire your own citizenships in Lydian World and collect shares in your own country's crypto assets resources for life. It's a willable part of your state. Now, that's probably way over your head. And if it sounds like I'm on fire, I'm not. I have burnt to the ground. I'm the phoenix rising from the ashes. Folks, I'm Jack from front to back. We've got the group licenses to protect your money. Nobody's going to yank the rug out from under you. Our partners operate in more than 150 countries in regulated, licensed environments. So folks, this thing is simple. This is simple. Step one, register for your GS Partners account and fund it with $33 USDT. Step two, exchange for as many Metaverse certificates as makes sense to you. I got my eyes on the Harris certificate right now. It's $25,000 price. It's going to pay me $4.15 per week for 78 weeks. Folks, that thing's going to pay me over $300,000. This is staggering how big this thing is. And step three, you better tell somebody. If you don't tell somebody, man, there's something wrong with you. You see people financially burning to the ground and you're going to just make your money on you. Now, there's no mandatory compulsion to be a referring partner, but how could you not? I can't wait to call my friends about this thing.
All right, I'm going to stop there. For all of our guests that are on the line, you were invited by someone. I would love for you to take this opportunity to ask questions about what you heard. We've taken ourselves through the history of money and what we have traditionally done and brought us right to the opportunity that's in front of you now to basically take advantage and position yourself for the opportunity after the crash and for the rainy day. And so I'd like to introduce you guests to your support team. All of these women on the line and men are here to support you in your transition from wherever you are, poor or financially ignorant or middle class or wealthy, to the next phase, a higher phase, right? We're trying to bridge the gap, the wealth gap, and that's what we're here for. And we want you to know that we're here for you, each and every one of you, to answer questions right now so that you can make an educated decision today to take action to change your future. Sound good? So I'm going to put this on gallery view so I can see all of you. And so support team, let's say hello to our guest.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, everybody. All the ladies. Hey, Miss Elaine, I see you're here. Hey, Sister Rosalie, I see you're here.
Thank you, Felicia.
Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome. I see Rashida has her hands up. Shelby?
Yes, I do see Rashida. And Lajeen, did you have anything? Did you want to jump in before?
Is it Jazzy? Is that her? I love that.
Oh, Lajim Muhammad, did you want to jump in? Because you wanted to say something before. I think she's still
No,
here.
I'm good. Thank
You're
you.
good. Okay. Okay, good. All right. Any guests with any questions before we bring our partners in for comments? Are there any guests with questions?
I think I see Marie's hand is raised, Sister Shelby.
Yeah, I wanted to grab our guests first just to get their
Okay.
questions answered,
Okay.
and then we'll have Marie and Rashida, who is part of the support group. I wanted to get all the questions answered first today.
Don't be shy.